Oh my goodness, we made it. We are officially past our last frost date and it is time to plant all of the things. Today is actually an overcast. It's supposed to lightly rain all day, which kind of makes it perfect to really do a bulk planting, knowing that the sun isn't like beating down so hard on all the plants. We did come out and already plant some things, which I'm so excited to show you. But today, that is my goal, is to plant as much as possible. My name is Taquisha. This is Our Freedom Song, and I'm so happy you're here. I want to start right here with this radish bed. Although given more time, they would grow a lot bigger. Small food is still very much so food. I'm going to be planting some tomatoes in this bed, so I've already put in my bamboo stakes and just stuck it up through the arch trellis at the top. So those are in place. Now I'm going to just harvest as many of these that are ready as possible and then plant out this bed. I have so many things to put inside this bed. It is wild. I was thinking I should do a video with how many things I could just cram in one bed. Let me know if you are interested in something like that. This is actually my first year growing these icicle radishes, and I really do like them. They are on the spicy side. I feel like I could eat the French breakfast just straight out of the garden and not have like indigestion, but these were kind of spicy. And the spice is given horseradish, honestly, which I love. I really do love a little horseradish, but that's kind of the spice that I'm talking about, not like jalapeno or habanero spice. If you've never tasted a radish, I do think when they're young like this, they are less spicy and they're also really tender. So I have stir fried these in a breakfast, like eggs, kale, radish. And when you stir fry these, it takes all of that spiciness away and just leaves flavor. So in its spot, I'm going to be planting several varieties of tomato. The artesian, a Roma tomato. I also have this golden Jubilee tomato, and the last tomato is Barry's Crazy Cherries, which I've heard really great things about that tomato, so I'm so excited. This is my first year trying Barry's Crazy Cherries. I'm looking forward to the experience. I'm going to be loading this bed up with so many really great things. It's going to be quite, I think, a treat for the eyes when everything gets so big. I am using onions this year just to ward off pests, and we're going to see how that does, but I'm going to be using so many in all of the beds. So I have this idea concerning the strawberries. So I have a lot of extras and a good source for strawberries. I am kind of planting them as a trap. I'm thinking plant some strawberries close by the tomatoes, and when the birds come for the strawberries and we have pests on the tomatoes, if they're there, they will attack them. You know, like the same idea as a trap crop, but something that's delicious that I actually want to eat, but am willing to spare a couple, right? I don't know. Tell me what you think. The carrots that I just planted in this bed are supposed to be heat tolerant. If you know of a heat tolerant carrot, please leave that down below for me, as well as if you've ever tried this variety. So I thought I ordered this from Botanical Interest, but I did not. So I was so happy when I went to the store and they had this Bush Royal Burgundy bean, because if you have not tried to grow like multicolors of beans, listen, it is so exciting. When you go to harvest and your harvest basket is just all multicolored, it is just the funnest thing. So I added 20 of these royal burgundy bush beans to the edge of this bed. Okay, so I am planning to do intensive planting this year. And so I've just put out all of these about 4 to 6 inches apart. If it has a flower, I'm actually going to pull that off so it can get established and just go from there. So now that I have them all in place, my daughter's going to come out here and she's going to put them in the soil. I'm so excited. So we got sweet peppers, and I am mixing in some flowers. So I have this aster right here that's going to go in the corner. I have strawberries in this corner. We have some cilantro, but it is a cool weather crop, so it's probably going to die back. And when it does, I'm probably going to replace that with some type of zinnia. And then more peppers. Back here is bachelor button, which I want to stay its permanent home. I want it to be its permanent home. But on the sides, we're going to plant cucumbers to go up this little trellis right here that's right now holding our sweet peas. So we're going to go ahead and plant the cucumbers there. So this bed will be peppers and flowers and cucumbers. And over there on the back, I'm going to do the same exact thing. It's going to be cucumbers going up that little trellis that the sweet peas is going up, peppers. But the difference is that in the front of this bed, yes, it's going to be some flowers. I have some little marigolds that's going to go in the front because tomatoes are going to go right here in the front, and then right in that area where I have the soil kind of the wood chips moved back, cucumbers are going to be there so they can go up this trellis. So this will be our first spring season with these very tall beds, y'all, and my back says thank you. It says thank you, and it was definitely worth the investment. Oh my goodness, y'all, look at these roots. Look at those roots. Oh my goodness. It is ready. It is ready to be planted. Yeah. Okay. You're doing a great job. My goodness, so as I am taking all of this squash into the garden, I just got Happy Meal, y'all. It's time to celebrate. Yes. As you can see, this squash is so big. That's why I was really concerned that the beans would not grow. But I actually have some beans in the greenhouse that I started already. So I may just pop those in there just in case, since they are like 3 inches long. So I know that corn is a really heavy feeder, so I don't exactly know how that's going to be, but we're going to try. We're going to just see what happens. Lots of fertilization, lots of water. So these are the asparagus long beans that I grew last year and I saved the seeds from. I'm so excited about these because, listen, they fall down from the trellises so beautifully, and they just look so gorgeous. I'm so excited about just interplanting these just on every trellis because they take up such a small amount of space. So I'm just going to be popping these in between all of the different squash. She just finished putting tags on 45 squash plants, which is amazing. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 10, 20. So I still have 20 squash plants that absolutely need to be tagged up. So I also want to say, y'all, it went from 60 degrees to 81 right now. Look at all those roots right at the bottom. Oh. Tap, tap, tap. Beautiful. Here's the tag. So I put my asparagus long bean right there and right there, just kind of on the perimeter of all of these spaces. So in this file cabinet planter, what my plan is, like I said, to plant some beans, to plant the squash. So in this little square right here, what I'm going to do is plant the squash, and then I'm going to plant a cucumber right here. So I'm going to do squash, cucumber, squash, cucumber, and of course bean, 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 bean. But yeah, like that, and just kind of go and just kind of mix it up to see what happens. Okay, I'm going to change my mind because cross-pollination is a thing. I think what I'm going to do is put the same squash on the same side, still mix it with a cucumber, and then I'm mixing it with a bean. So even if the squash doesn't produce anything or it dies, I still have the beans here and I'll still have the cucumber here. It is also time to clear out the very last bed, and that is the kale bed. I've been holding off, but it is finally time to harvest. This will be the last harvest for the season. I have absolutely loved having this bed full of kale. It's so easy to just come out and harvest. It did perfect throughout the fall and winter, and I will probably use this spot again. I will also be sharing some bits and pieces with our chickens, of course, because I love feeding them fresh from the garden as well. They appreciate all of the garden scraps. And finally, I am prepping this bed just like I did the other ones. I'm adding compost, I'm adding rabbit manure, as well as lots and lots of water to hydrate this bed. So these are beans and squash as well. These tall bits right here. This is the beans that I was telling you guys about, those large speckled beans. Yes, they're gorgeous. And then this is the scallop white. So this is the scallop white squash right here. And then I also have some okra and some crooked neck squash and some straight neck squash, which is the yellow squash. Yes. So in the bed that I created from edging, I am planting finally that Tulsi basil. Yes, that holy basil that I have just been all googly-eyed about for all of this time. I am going to be cutting it some to see if we cannot get more of a bushy plant. Probably water those, put some water on them first. And finally, it is time to plant all of these dahlias, y'all. Just all of this whole flower section. I think it's going to be absolutely breathtaking this summer. Just seeing everything grow, to see all of the color. I think it's going to be totally worth all of that intentional work to grow all of these flowers from seed and to create this new space for our cut flowers. It's just going to be a sight to see. I would love to hear if you have decided to plant more flowers this year as well. And if you have, what are you leaning into? Are you growing anything new? Are you planting your tried and trues? Like, what is getting you so excited about this spring and summer season as far as flowers go? If you are new here, this is actually my first time growing this many flowers successfully. I tried last year, but I did not have good success and I was really frustrated, and I said I'm not doing it again. And then I did it again. Look at how much these green beans grew in like a week. That makes me so happy. I actually came along the fence line and planted pole beans right next to the flowers, just because I knew they wouldn't interfere and then they would climb up the fence, because I absolutely love using wherever we have fencing, just using that as vertical planting space. And it just fills in so beautifully. It's going to look absolutely gorgeous. So right now, as far as zinnias in this section, I've planted about 65. So on this side, we actually planted a mix. So I mixed the straw flower, since we have the one color of straw flower. I mixed that with some different colors of zinnias. I think this one right here is the ballerina. It's like a pretty really pink, like light pink color. And then I know I did the Queenie lime or peachy lime, which one? Also, I know that this one is a burgundy color. I'm so excited about this. It's like gonna be so gorgeous over here with all the mixes, since this straw flower is more of a white peachy kind of color. We'll have to see when it grows, but from the pack that's what it looked like, and it just looked like a good neutral color to mix in with other colors. And then down here, the last color that I planted, let me look at the tag, was the Queenie lemon, so a yellowish color. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm so excited. So all 4 of these sections are interplanted with zinnias and straw flowers. And I planted about 50 straw flowers. Everything is planted about 9 inches apart on this side. Dahlias are planted 12 inches apart. And y'all, some of them inside of the actual soil block has 2, but I just, at this point, because they're so big, I did not want to break it apart. So I'm just going to leave it. Also, I did not pinch our dahlias, which they say to pinch them when they're really small. I didn't pinch them, so we'll also see how that goes. This is my first year growing this many from seed, and I just didn't want to do something wrong. Honestly, next year we'll learn about all the things that we should do differently, but they are beautiful. Like, it's a beautiful, healthy plant. There are some spots on some of them because they're just getting so big in that soil block. I also do need to come and sprinkle some snail away type of stuff so that the snails don't come, because I heard that they just absolutely love dahlias. So I'm really getting close to capacity. I knew that was going to happen so fast. I only have about 8 feet left of empty space, because down here at the bottom, this is where all of the carnations are growing. And so there's that. And carnations are also growing on this side. So I did stick a few dahlias, the 3 I had left, intermixed it right there because I ran out of space. I do have some netting, but this stuff was just, I started rolling it out and it was such a pain. I'm hoping to find something else. And then the dahlias are already so tall, I'm going to have to like weave them in. But because I didn't pinch them, I know they're definitely going to need support. So that's kind of where I am with that, having to figure that out. So this space, this space over here, I have about, I guess, 10 feet of space left that I get to use it to plant. And I have a ton of flowers still. And so, I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to plant over here. I'm thinking asters. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the aster, but I also have stock. I also have status, y'all. And I want to see a bit of everything. And so even if I can't plant all of them right here, I am planning to at least intermix some of those so that we have a variety over here in the cut flower section. So now that our tulips have pretty much died back and are spent, I am going to be planting this section out right here with a different flowers. And so I want to really mix it up over here. So this is the afternoon white cosmos, and then we have some light pink we have some light pink asters, and then we have the cranberry cosmos, which I'm so excited about that. Some more of the light asters, and a few no, don't lick that. What do you need? What's happening right now? What? So dahlias right here, gonna be in this bed as well. This is the snow puff, and I have the cupcake blush cosmos, and then I have some iron stock, which is so beautiful. So the only thing about stock is I actually learned that it was in the brassica family. And I was like, wait, hold up here, wait. So I'm thinking that it could have like an interesting pest pressure. I'm gonna do the same thing over here in this box, y'all. Oh my goodness, the blueberries. They are coming in. They have been pollinated, y'all. Oh my goodness. What a treat. Like, what a treat. And so I'm super excited about this bush right here. I think it's going to give us a ton of blueberries this year. I can already see so many little green blueberries that my heart is just so excited. And right next to the blueberry, we have our young fig right here. That's going to be really beautiful as well. I have figs and blueberries in both of these boxes, and then I'm interplanting flowers. So I've actually been removing some of the wood chips out of here, and I'm filling it with soil. That middle fig did not make it. Was it a fig? I think it was. It didn't make it, but inside of here we have lots of snapdragons. There was so many wood chips in here that the snapdragons was really suffering. I think just not getting enough nutrients. So we dug up all of the wood chips, which we then used on the trellises in the orchard, which is nice because those boxes needed to be mulched, and this bed is really close to it. Our wood chip pile is a little further away, so it was really convenient. Look how much this Duke blueberry has grown since we planted it. I believe it was the last video, which is wild. I love all of the green. It's just really, really happy. I also have some blue tall planet that I want to put inside of the beds as well. These actually did so good in those mini soil blocks. Clearly, look at them. They're beautiful. This is something else that didn't do so well. But they're beautiful and lush and green, and they look really healthy. And so I'm gonna plant some of those as well as some of the status. I have to get this out of the water. So I'm learning that the sage actually doesn't like to be too wet. Whenever it's just getting too wet, it starts to struggle. So I'm gonna take that out. But I'm going to be planting, this is our Casper eggplant. I'm excited about that. Okay, focus. I'm gonna be planting some of this status, interplanting some of this status as well. Still have a ton of zinnias to plant out. I have so many different variations. I have the Cinderella peach over there. Right here I have the coral, which, oh my goodness, I definitely need to plant that somewhere front and center because I'm excited about the coral. I think it's such a beautiful color. This one here is the lavender gem. I think that would be really pretty, kind of like up front, or maybe even closer by the garden shed, maybe some in front of the greenhouse with that purple color. It's just so many options. So I also have some blue salvia that I'm going to plant. I think that is going to mix things up really well. I have some king size apricot asters. Oh my goodness. So having all of these plants is so much fun. I feel like it's like a buffet. Like I get to just come over here and kind of shop the plants and shop the colors, see what I want to put together. Oh my goodness, y'all. All of this hard work was totally worth it. So I grabbed a couple of the Cinderella peaches as well as a couple of the coral zinnias. And I'm gonna pop those in. I think they're gonna be so pretty. All of these colors that I put right here, I think are really going to work with one another. I didn't put any like really bright pinks, but I have the light pink, the corals, the peaches. Come on, y'all, the blues. I think that's gonna be so beautiful. So what I am doing is I am trying to design the garden based on what I believe is going to be most beautiful. So I'm putting this scabiosa, I'm sure it's not said that way, just right here in the front. So it gets really tall. It's really pretty, really colorful. It is a beautiful summer flower. And so it's going to be here for a while. So I'm trying to do that and focus on the flowers that are going to last the longest, kind of like in the most vocal spots in the flower garden. Right here, this is where I am going to be putting all of the status because it's also a really, really pretty, tall, colorful flower. And towards the end, this is where I'm actually going to be putting that stalk. It's really pretty, it's really colorful, but this is where I'm going to put it, right next to the carnations. So I'm spacing these about 9 inches apart, and I'm going to do that until they run out, and then I'm going to switch flowers. So this is the Sweet Williams, and I'm going to be taking this with me and planting it in the orchard area boxes. I also have some Gomphrena that I need to figure out, but look y'all, this is the pink baby's breath. Remember I had like such horrible germination? You know what? This is a Gomphrena as well. I have 3 of those. I love when everything starts to grow because then you can clearly see if something is not tagged what family it belongs to. But I am going to be planting, I'm so happy about this. I'm going to be planting this pink baby's breath in several areas around the garden, and oh my goodness, I cannot wait for it to grow. I also have some Cleosa. I only have a little bit, but listen, these few Cleosas make my heart so happy because so many of them did not make it. And then I have some blanket flower, and I'm also planting the blanket flower because this is a perennial. So I'm also planting this in the orchard area. I have a ton of these white marigolds, y'all, and they are so healthy and doing so well that I'm really excited to just interplant these among the vegetables in our main garden area. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about all of these plants. I cannot believe there is so much green in the garden already. Y'all know my heart is so happy. Look at all of these blooms, y'all. Like overnight, flowers popped up and things just had a growth spurt, and I'm so excited about this season in the garden. This video actually took me like a week to make, y'all, because I had so many plants that I needed to plant out, as well as not being able to do it 24 hours a day and then trying to capture it while I'm going. It was like this whole process, but I had to let you see what I was planting, where I was planting, so that you could come along with me for this planting journey. If you made it this far in this video, can you do me a favor and comment down below, "I'm here for the journey," so that I can know who you are? I appreciate you so very much. Thank you so very much for growing along with me, y'all. I think that this is going to be such a fun season together as we explore the garden. I have some exciting things coming up, as you probably noticed in the garden with all of the different green stalks, but not only that, I want to do a proper garden tour now that all of the beds are planted, so definitely stay tuned. Until next time, friends.